All right, stop me if you've heard this before, but the Buffalo Bills lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Yes, Buffalo just can't seem to get past the Chiefs. And listen, this was the year, right? All previous years it's been in Arrowhead. This time it's on your turf in Buffalo in the cold weather with wind conditions, everything that you're supposed to be used to. Kansas City, who has looked like a shell of themselves offensively because they can't I mean, they don't really have a wide receiver number one, right? They have the drop skis, dropped the most balls in the NFL this season. If there's any time that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are going to get past the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, it's this season. Hell, they went down this season and went into Kansas City and beat them. You surely think they'd be able to handle them in Buffalo, but no. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, do what Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid do. They go to the AFC Championship, and they did so by getting past the Buffalo Bills. That's what, 6 straight AFC Championship appearances for Kansas City. Now, Patrick Mahomes has never not gotten to an AFC Championship game, right? And since he's become the starter. So what does Buffalo need to do? This was their year. Listen, I like Sean. Seems like a good coach. Seems like a good guy. Got some heat this year for some comparisons he made to 9/11, which is kind of weird, but we'll save that for another topic or another day. But listen, Sean, you've proven you can't beat Kansas City. So what did the Bills do? They fired everyone else. The only person left is the head coach. It's not Josh Allen, although I would argue it is Josh Allen because he's got to make some plays and he's got to do more. Joe Burrow did more for his team and got past Kansas City, went to the Super Bowl. Might add that there to you, let you know. Can Josh Allen do it? He didn't even throw for 200 yards. He only threw one touchdown pass yesterday. Yeah, I know he ran 2 in. Cool. Nice story. But come on. So what does Buffalo do? What do they do here? Honestly, what does Buffalo do? Well, you got to get rid of the head coach. You got to bring someone else in because this head coach, listen, you've had enough chances. It's 3 years in a row. You've lost in the divisional round to the Chiefs. 3 years in a row. You were up with 13 seconds left in a game and you lost. All right. That's part. You can't tell me none of that's coaching. It's coaching. So who can you bring in? If only there was like a free agent head coach that was available that has, a proven record of beating people and using less talent to beat people and, maybe has actually beaten the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, has a history of being able to do that a couple times. If only there was wait, there is. There's one man that can lead Buffalo past Kansas City because he's done it before with less talent, and that's Bill Belichick. Who knows the AFC better than Bill Belichick? Who knows the AFC East better than Bill Belichick? Who knows this Buffalo team better than Bill Belichick? Go get him, Buffalo. Go get him before the Falcons do. Bill, we don't want to see you go to the Falcons. Go to Buffalo. They have a roster ready to win a Super Bowl. They just got to get past one team. And Belichick will scheme it up against old Andy. I love Andy Reid, by the way. But Belichick against Andy Reid, put my money on Belichick there. Especially when Belichick actually has some talent around him. Actually has a quarterback that can do something out there. Coach his quarterback up, give him the confidence to get in there and get the win. Listen, Belichick is the key for Buffalo. They need to fire McDermott today, and they need to go get Bill Belichick. That's what they need to do. Think of all the fun puns and names, Buffalo Bill and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Take that name to a whole different level. Yes. Yes, this has to happen. This has to happen. Now, I know you're going to see all these people talking about that today on the show, and it's actually after this video is posted, there's been a bunch of people that have been talking about it. I talked about it at 4:30 in the morning on our Sports Morning Espresso Shot over on Rumble. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Sports Morning Espresso Shot over on Rumble, our sports show that we do every morning at 4:30 a.m. Pacific. I brought that up first thing there before I heard anyone talk about that. Anyone, all right? And I honestly think the reason why Bill hasn't signed with another team yet is because he's waiting to see everything that is out there. Buffalo, go get that interview. Go do it. Look at this. Even Rex Ryan agrees with me. He would not be shocked if the Bills fire Sean McDermott for Bill Belichick. I've got a buddy, shout out to Cole, diehard Bills fan, has a Bills tattoo. That's how you know he's a diehard Bills. He says he's not even opposed to bring back Bill Belichick, and he's a huge Sean McDermott guy. I'm telling you, Rex Ryan's out there talking about, people are putting it out there. They're putting it out there for a reason. Rex Ryan, by the way, if you guys don't remember this, he was the head coach of Buffalo for a while, played against Belichick, right? Got his ass kicked every single time, but I'm telling you, Buffalo might be the spot for Bill. Now, when prepping for this video briefly, just to, type some things into Google, I did find someone, shout out to Bill Simmons, over on his podcast. This was a couple weeks ago. So he is actually the only person I've seen that has thought of this before myself. And I hadn't seen it yet. But this is Bill Simmons' thoughts on Bill Belichick to Buffalo. And I think he nails it here. He's hitting everything that I'm talking about.
I'm on a morning power walk in honor of the great Bill Belichick. Where does he go next? He's got to break the Shula record. He's got to inherit a Super Bowl roster.
So this is clearly like right after Bill got fired. And of course, Bill Simmons is going to talk about it. Huge Pats fan is going to talk about it. And yes, that's the other thing. Bill needs to go. Bill needs to go break the Shula record. You better just go over to Buffalo then rather than Atlanta. It's easier to get more wins, although you could argue Atlanta's division. But still, you need wins, and you need to stack them up fast. Buffalo, you're going to get a lot of wins.
Atlanta doesn't have a QB. Washington would have a rookie QB. Carolina has a young QB and no first-round pick, and they're a mess. The Chargers have Herbert, but they're in salary cap hell. People are talking about Philadelphia today. I think Nick Sirianni is a good coach. I know they went.
Yeah, and by the way, it looks like the Eagles are going to retain Sirianni, which I thought the Eagles should have gone after Belichick, honestly. But maybe they did. Maybe they tried. Just because it's not out in the news doesn't mean we don't know what goes on in the back channels of the NFL, right? I don't know. That's why there's so many weird things that happen that like catch us all off guard. The stuff that makes sense and seems like everyone's talking about it, and so it's just like, oh yeah, that's the most logical. Everyone's talking about thing happen. It never happens that way, by the way.
10-1. I know they've been in a swoon. Let's say they lose to Tampa Bay. They lose to Baker Mayfield. That's a terrible scenario. I still don't think they fired Nick Sirianni. What if it's Buffalo? What if Buffalo loses as 10-point favorites in round 1 to Pittsburgh? What if they get killed in round 2? They've blamed and fired everybody else. There's Belichick. Knows the AFC.
Here's the thing. They obviously didn't lose to Pittsburgh, and they didn't get killed by Kansas City, but it was not a good game. Not a good game at all.
Knows how to beat the Pats. Just coached them forever. Loves nothing more than beating the Jets. Cold weather.
That's the other thing too. Belichick would get to continue to beat the Jets. He'd get a start beating the Patriots and say, "Hey, look, miss me." And then he gets to continue to beat up on the Dolphins. I love it.
Loves it. Josh Allen, possible Super Bowl QB. Buffalo's never won a Super Bowl. What are the best jobs in football to have to win a Super Bowl? Buffalo, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit.
This is so true as well. Think about that. You win a Super Bowl for one of those franchises, you are a legend. More of a legend than you already are.
That's it. You win there, you're immortal. Belichick's already immortal. Belichick to Buffalo, if the Sean McDermott thing does not work out. Let's see.
I think he nailed it. I honestly think he nailed it right there. So after another humiliating loss for the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo, there's only one option. You cut ties with McDermott, and you go hard for Bill Belichick. Maybe you don't get him. There's other great coaches out there too. You can get Vrabel, other coaches out there, but I don't see how Belichick says no to you. You should not say no to him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know, do you think Buffalo should go after Bill? Would Bill take the job? Would Buffalo cut ties with McDermott right now? We'll see. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys